Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Deconversion Stories. Sorry, guys, I have been gone for a little while, probably the past couple of weeks. I haven't had a show go live. And it's because my mom was in the hospital for a little bit. Then she had an operation and it went sepsis. And she's already got failing kidneys, so they were quite concerned. And so they put her in the ICU, and she's been there for over a week. And I've been going to see her on daily. I've took time off work and stuff like that so that I was always ready to go in case something bad happened. So that's where I've been. But I am back. And today I have a friend that I met on TikTok who made fun of my first video where I was staring into the camera for like 3.5, 4 seconds or something because I didn't realize it was actually recording. And that's been making the rounds. It's a lot of fun. But this is Atheist Chico, guys. And he's well known on TikTok, and he also has a YouTube channel. I have links to both below, so you can go and check out his stuff there. Atheist Chico, or I'll just call you Chico because we don't need the whole formality. Yeah. But what I do here is I chat with people about their deconversions or some form of deconversion that they had, from some whatever belief system they're once a part of. And that's about it, really. So why don't you kind of take us back to those days and tell us your journey out of it?
Sure. And to be fair, J. Mike was the first one to call you out on that TikTok.
That's true
with him, and that it was funny. And you guys should definitely check that out because he stared at his TikTok camera for about solid 3 to 4 seconds, and then gave the announcement, and it was hilarious. But moving on.
And before we go, thank you, P. Thank you very much.
So I grew up homeschooled, oldest of 4.
Oh boy.
Very, very fundamentalist, very indoctrinated, very authoritarian kind of household with authoritarian kind of religion. I would have said I was non-denominational at the time growing up, but I was definitely like Baptist, very Baptist.
That's for you, Chico.
Oh my gosh, it is. That's my friend Ree. I love you.
Hi, Ree. Welcome to the show.
But yeah, so I grew up very sheltered, reclusive life for the most part. Being homeschooled in a fundamental environment.
What was that like? Like, what kind of topics were you homeschooled on?
It's history. Isn't really world history. We had a little bit of it, but it's mostly the Bible because that's all you need.
Of course.
Your math books that you got in from the homeschooling convention. Yes, that's a real thing that we would go to. All their curriculum, we would go. It's literally like a whole bunch of Amish, Mennonites, Christian homeschoolers that would show up to this convention. And if you thought Comic-Con BO smells bad, go to a homeschool convention. But all their curriculum has Jesus and God. It's all indoctrination. So even your math, it's like, how many did this pastor have of apples? And I mean, it's just like tiny, subtle stuff, but it's everywhere.
In a church that sits 3,400, there was only 1,200 people in there. How many are left?
When you have one chariot flying at the speed from point A to point... Exactly. But it wasn't a great education at all. I've done more learning out of the
Wait, is that like a Hulk smash or is that the Hubba Hubba kind of smash?
Kuno, we'll talk about it later. All right. But yeah, so not much of an education whatsoever. Most of my stuff that I've learned, I obviously didn't learn about evolution. My healthcare system was acupuncture, acupressure, homeopathy, essential oils, like this type of bullshit.
Now, hold on. Actually, Western medicine is actually looking into acupuncture because there is some validity to it.
True. Even in like, I mean,
the other shit.
There's some value, even if it comes down to like a placebo effect, but majority of what my mom was giving us as kids, it was not backed by sound science at all.
Here, drink this bleach. You'll never get sick again.
I mean, technically, it's true.
But you won't breathe or eat or live again either. So.
Yeah, exactly. Problem solved. How I see it. But yeah, so grew up in that kind of environment. Um, very homophobic, very racist. Um,
Wow.
yeah, just not a good place to be. And but still growing up being taught like kind of like you're worthless, right? I mean, that's pretty much any religion. They sell you that you're sick so they can sell you that that they have a cure for you.
Of course. It's the ultimate cure too.
And yet at the same time be proud of all of it, like ignorantly proud. I'm better, holier than thou kind of attitude, but I'm still like worthless. So it's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on. And then having my dad was really never home, maybe like once a week, two times a week during the month. He's just a businessman, always out on trips. So my mom was pretty much the only person we saw for most of our growing up, and she was very abusive.
Sorry to hear that, dude.
Yeah, it happens. But
What's your relationship with her like now?
it's gone. Nah,
Oh yeah.
She pretty much burnt that bridge down, and any part of my side of the bridge that I still was trying to hold up, I said, nah, forget it. It's just not. It's not worth stressing over. And it kind of hurt,
Yeah.
but after like a few months after I really just laid it to rest, it's like wow, it's very freeing. You can breathe a lot easier. Just that's
like
not
a weight been lifted.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to care about what your family thinks of you, but I mean, if you can't get things together properly and actually act like a family that does give a shit about each other, then I understand that completely.
Yeah. So pretty much all my family, my blood related family, that is, they don't care. Fortunately, I found a amazing atheist community on TikTok, and they freaking love each other more than I had this idea of a family in my head that was like above what my actual blood related family was, but they're even like a step above that. So
really? Wow.
They're just some good people. They give a shit.
Yeah. I've run across quite a few.
They're not homophobic. It's like,
nope.
These are my people.
At least most of them aren't anyways.
Yeah. There's a few, but
there's always a few
for the most part. And I guess kind of a blessing that came out of being abused by the church and my family. I can kind of use that of a learning lesson. I don't want that. And I can look at what I do like, and they're very transparent. I feel not all atheists, but I feel most, at least the ones I've come in contact with, they're brutally honest about who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not a lot of mask wearing on they're out there. They don't give a fuck. You're going to take me as I am or not. And I love that because I know what I'm signing up for. So
I've got all kinds of masks, actually. I just ordered another one.
Oh my gosh, you did. It looks like you exfoliate, so probably like, what do you use?
Well, when I put the mask on, I sweat like a motherfucker, but keeps the skin youthful. No, that's why I wear this shirt, because people don't believe me when I tell them I'm 50. So I'm not like most teens. I'm in my 50s. But no, I've got the Rorschach mask from Watchmen. I've just ordered what's his name? Fucking Wilson from the Teen Titans. Not on the Teen Titans. He's the big enemy with the half orange Deathstroke.
Oh, okay.
Just ordered the Deathstroke mask, and yeah, I've got Mandalorian mask. I got another Mandalorian mask coming, and Jack Skellington mask, and a whole bunch of shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you are a kid that just grows up to be a bigger kid and then has grown up money.
Pretty much, yeah. That Mandalorian mask cost me
I take that back
$200
because you still use Looney and Toonies. That's not grown up money.
That's coins, man. We can flip point. We're like Two-Face on Batman.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, that's kind of my upbringing. My deconversion story is pretty crazy. Very, very unique. Involves a police chase on a motorcycle, so that's cool. I had left my toxic family in Colorado, and kind of all that Christian group up there. to move down to Texas with my extended family. And then I was very depressed, but I didn't even realize it because that was just kind of my normal. That chaos was my normal. I turned to drugs. Got myself stuck on some MDMA, Molly, ecstasy.
Oh shit!
Which felt amazing. That was kind of actually one of the first, maybe not the first, but one of the things that kind of ticked me off to this God concept, because this man-made chemical made me feel super happy and super euphoric, and something that I had always heard that Christians got in church. And I was like, why is this tiny little pill doing so much more, and it's real, I can hold on to it, than something that I don't know if I've ever seen before. So I was kind of in a bad state of mind with doing that. I mean, there's probably an argument to be made that you can do those kind of hardcore drugs if you have a good mindset when taking them, and you do it there's a correct way to do it, one could say. But when you're depressed,
Never done that. So never done MDMA or Molly's or even what was the other one you said? Ecstasy.
Ecstasy, yeah, it's kind of all the same thing, just kind of different names. But
I've done LSD, mushrooms, and weed. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, when you're depressed and you didn't, and you don't know that you are, you don't know that you're in a good place. That's, it's not a great drug to be taking. And I had my motorcycle at the time. And one day I was just out for a drive on my bike. I was going like 10, 15 over the speed limit, and a cop saw me and started to pull me over, and I ran away and I lost him. He radioed to his buddies, "Hey, there's some jackass out here going really fast." And then I was trying to get back home, so I took kind of a different route, but they had 4 state troopers lined up ready to catch me, and they did. Got up to 150 miles an hour on my bike before I finally just gave up. Part of it was I don't really like the cops, but most of it was just in a bad mindset through depression. I was very suicidal at the time. So I got locked up. I was in jail. Got my little Bible, my little daily devotionals. And I cried out to God, "God, where are you? I need you. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to find you. I got to prove you to me." And that's what I pretty much set out to do.
I mean, that makes sense too. I often hear many people sort of do that when they're sort of on a downward spiral, we'll say, in life, and they end up with the drugs and the alcohol, stuff like that, and they want to be free of it. So
yeah,
they look for God, and they either have some experience that convinces them that he's real, or they don't. So
right. Yeah, exactly. I was just at an existential crisis. Like, what do I do with my life? Only thing I've really known to be true is God, Jesus. So I need to go back to that, because I'm running from the cops doing drugs. So I'm still a Christian, but I'm a bad Christian. Really,
you're a sinner.
I'm a sinner. So I get out and I do Bible studies with my uncle every night. That lasted maybe 3 months before one day I came home from work just exhausted, had a anxiety attack, panic attack. I just broke down, I completely stripped naked, got on my hands and knees, was praying. My fingers were in the carpet, gripping it as hard as I could, just crying out, "God, I need you." I was ready to end my life that night. And I asked for a still small voice, a big sign, someone to text me, anything. Nothing happened. That quiet, that silence was deafening to me.
Deafening, yeah.
And at that moment, like, I kind of came to the realization that this is all kind of bullshit. So then there I was, 23. I'm 27 now, but at the time, 23, I'm like, fuck, I just wasted 23 years of my life believing in some invisible magic friend that doesn't give a shit about me. Yeah, I fucked up, but like, if you're a God that loves, that's the whole thing, right? He wants to have a relationship with you. He loves you. I'm at my desperate moment, a defining moment in my life, and nothing happened.
Right.
So 23 years of my life, I'm just, I'm going to call it quits anyways. I'm done. I got a fucking court thing coming up.
You mean God couldn't get you off that charge at all, or?
Yeah, right.
He didn't whisper in the judge's ear, "It's okay, he's a good kid."
Yeah, I don't know.
We know.
County I got my shit done in, it was rough. They hand out felonies like candy. They don't care at all.
I like candy.
I like candy.
Speaking of candy,
but I ended up not going through with it because I was like, you know what, this is some new information.
Some gummy bears. Yeah, special gummy bears.
Ooh, special candy.
Candy with a kick.
Oh, we got Dadpool in here. What's up, Dadpool?
Yeah, he snuck in there. I don't know. I had security at the door, but they just let him right in.
Let anyone in here, I guess.
He's got all that money, all that TikTok shill money, so he's probably just paying off the bouncers there.
Yeah, probably so. God, like to call to the stand, God. Yeah, he's right there. Where?
Oh,
no, he's right there.
Really? Well, fuck then. He's innocent.
I can see him. Can you? No. I swear he's right there, dude.
He's giving you the finger.
But I ended up not hurting myself, and went downstairs to the medicine cabinet and just took a whole bunch of sleeping pills, not to hurt myself, but just to knock myself out so I wouldn't hurt myself. And then from then on, I started looking around. I found Non-Stamp Collector's YouTube channel, Dark Matter 2525, the Atheist Experience.
So for atheists. No.
Yeah, that one.
I wasn't even a thing at that time yet, man.
But yeah, then from there I was just like watching these people, especially the Atheist Experience, all these people calling in and saying these arguments for God and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, let's see what he has to say to that. And then the argument be teared down. I'm like, oh yeah, they're right, fuck, okay. And then I would just keep listening till someone bring up another argument that I would agree with and be like, ha, atheists. Oh shit. No, that one got torn down too. Okay.
Yeah.
And then pretty much.
So when you were watching the Atheist Experience like that, were you still kind of a believer, and that's why you were thinking like that?
Part of it was I didn't know if I was praying to the wrong God or if there was a God at all. But there's still those claws of religion that are dug into you, even through my epiphany of like, oh, this is all bullshit. You're still like, oh, well, I always assumed that Pascal's wager was a great argument, and then come to find out, no, that falls on its face for several reasons. And so yeah, it wasn't so much like I still believed in the Christian God. Part of me was like, I'm crying out in pain. Yeah. Like, what if Lucifer showed up and was like, bro, God doesn't even care about you, bro. I got you. Like, somebody should have showed up. Like, if there's something out there, anything. So I don't know. I was kind of all over the place. I didn't really know heads or tails of what I believed. I guess I would flip back and forth constantly. Like, sometimes one day I'm atheist, one day I'm theist, until I finally just like had to be like, you know what? No, this is all silly. Like 6 months later, after I tried to hurt myself, I was like, officially, yeah, no, this is
all bullshit.
Yeah. My biggest thing was faith. That's what I forgot to mention when I was crying out to God. Like, I need faith. I don't know. I don't understand what that is. Some kind of magical thing. Right. I need more of it. I need to or can you give me some more of it just so I can continue on? Like, I need something from you. I need a helping hand. And then Matt Dillahunty was the one who said faith can be
I say this all the time.
it's trying
I
out.
like you already, Rhiannon.
Yeah, exactly. But faith is the thing that I wanted the most. And then I hear Matt say faith is the excuse people give when they don't have a good reason. Faith can be used for anything to be claimed as true, whether it's actually true or not. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, all right, fair enough. And so yeah, that's kind of where I left it. But
yeah,
that's pretty much how I left. How I left my cognitive dissonance behind and started thinking critically.
good for you, man. So what kind of stuff did you start looking up? Other than YouTube, like, did you go to any websites looking for stuff like that? Like people that had claims that they had experiences with God, that kind of thing.
I'm very I'm a visual and auditory learner, so reading doesn't really always do it for me.
Okay.
I would just search evidence for God in like YouTube. And then of course there's like a Muslim talking about it, a Christian talking about it, a Hindu person talking about it. And then obviously atheists talking about it. And yeah, I wanted it to make sense. I wanted to be correct.
Right.
I wanted to be honest. So
I think that's more important than being correct. I mean, right. You to express your honest opinion on something is far superior in my mind than being right or correct about something. Because nobody can really be right about whether or not a God exists, because
true.
He's outside of any measurement capabilities we have, if what people say about him is true anyway. So
right.
I mean, if he's outside of our space-time, then he doesn't exist in our space-time, so it doesn't matter.
I guess the more what I should have said is I didn't want to be wrong rather than I want to be correct.
Of course.
I wanted to sound epistemology.
You don't want to believe, you want to know.
Right.
Like Carl Sagan would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to and I don't want to assert something that I believe or that I know without good reasons.
Right.
And so that's kind of how I got to where I am now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did get ostracized from my family by coming out, so that was fun.
Wow. Does anyone talk to you still?
No, they don't.
That's pretty hardcore, dude. I'm sorry.
They did me dirty. Because I originally came out to them like a year after I tried to hurt myself permanently. I got a tattoo on my arm at the Atheist A, and the date that night that I cried out and tried to hurt myself. And that was the last time I've ever tried hurting myself. But I got the tattoo. They saw the tattoo. They asked me about it, and I was like, I don't really want to keep doing these Bible studies with my uncle, and all this stuff is kind of bullshit. So I just said, this is what I'm not convinced of this anymore. And at first they thought maybe it was a phase, but like at the same time, like, I got a fucking tattoo. You're gonna call that a phase? Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna unphase like 2 weeks later and get it removed.
Get it laser removed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, this is staying on me. They pushed back. They argued. They threw out all the normal fallacies. A lot of them I didn't understand how to like combat,
refute
necessarily, because I mean I've been an atheist barely for like a year at the time. But I would post stuff on like my Facebook page of Chico's younger Matt Dillahunty. Oh my gosh, I am bald, so I could maybe. I don't know. I don't like what are those fucking bowling shirts that he wears?
Oh yeah, really yeah.
But
Yeah, he likes those. I know him personally. He has quite a few of those.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's just a close personal friend. No worries. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not jealous. It's fine.
Well, I met him when I was at Faithless Forum. Fuck, I was there for like a week and a half. We had his place like almost every day. So.
Yeah, Neil. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Not jealous.
That wasn't my intent when I went down, but it just ended up being that way.
Yeah, we just happened to become close,
for
personal
everyone.
best friends forever. It's fine. Yeah, I get it.
I wouldn't say we're best friends, but we're friends.
We call each other every weekend. It's fine.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The occasional message on Facebook or something, but and he's been on the show too, so, which was a lot of fun.
Yes,
but we didn't do his deconversion story though, because he had spoke about it so many times. So we just talked about
he
it.
kind of is tired of that. Don't ask me anymore.
Exactly.
I've said it too many times.
We ended up talking about what we would like to see with the atheist community, charitable stuff, that kind of thing, right? So
yeah,
which I thought was a good topic.
True, very important. But where was I in my story?
You were actually just saying that was about it for it. So
I was telling you my ostracization.
Right.
They were really cool with it at first when I came out to them. Again, like silly fallacies that they throw, stupid questions or whatever that I couldn't really handle. I eventually had to go to prison for 6 months. And then that's just kind of the plea deal or whatever I signed. And then when I got out, they had defamed me, spread all these lies and rumors. And basically I got out, had no family, had to go from prison to homeless shelter.
Oh boy.
And then I got a job, worked my way out of there. And I'm in my own place and doing all right now, but
gotta love that though. You get out of prison and nobody like your friends, family, don't even reach out and go, listen, I know we've had our differences lately, but I'm here to lend a hand as a loving Christian should. But no.
Right. It would have probably been a different story if I was back in Colorado, because that's where most of my friends are.
Okay.
But in Texas, it was just kind of my extended family and a few friends, but they were just as wrapped up in the cult and hive mind. So not a lot of breaking through with them, but I think they primarily did that because I was talking to my younger siblings, explaining, because as soon as you start thinking a new way, you get pretty excited. Your thinking completely changed. Got rid of my cognitive dissonance. I know what a sound epistemology should look like. I want to share this with the people I love. Well, of course, they just looked at that as hate or disrespect. And the ones that actually listened, and I changed one of my siblings from a theist to a deist. We can't have our oldest fucking sending our kids to hell. So, yeah.
Sending you like you're the one doing that.
Yeah. I'm the one making them think. They're thinking by themselves. I'm just helping a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'm just hanging out in the atheist community with, honestly, a trade up. Awesome people.
A trade up. I like that.
Yeah. Got rid of all my depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. It's crazy because as soon as you get, for me, I know this isn't for everyone, but my identity was so wrapped up in that Christian narrative, and there really was so much cognitive dissonance going on that my worldview didn't comport with reality. And that's probably where I was getting most of my depression, anxiety. I know some of it was from my mom, from the abuse and all that, but as soon as I let that go, within like 6 months, I was like breathing. I was like, oh my gosh, this all this weight just gone. I don't have to think about being persecuted by those sinners and the Muslims are bad always, and the gays have an agenda. It's like, no, I'm fresh of breath air, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking backwards ass thinking in that sort of thing for sure.
Yeah.
I think, but would you think that maybe stumbling down the atheist rabbit hole on YouTube kind of helped you out of it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess I don't know. I kind of have an opinion about this where I think some people stuck in religion are they're just they don't have. There's almost like a specific type of brain where some people, I know some people can compartmentalize, but I feel like some people are just kind of more attracted to logic, and some people are just more attracted to feelings. And I was always more logical, even growing up, in my fundamentalist bullshit. So when atheists were talking, and I was looking up all this stuff on YouTube, they're talking logic, not feelings. And pretty much really the only arguments against the atheism's, rebuttals to their bad arguments is either poor logic or feelings. I mean, we have people on TikTok with tears in their eyes. Guys, please, I need you to come to Jesus before it's too late. I want to be with you there, my brother in heaven. And and it's like, it's just emotion. There's nothing behind it of substance. It's just touchy-feely stuff, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, feelings are important, but when it comes to finding out truth, feelings are not the way to go.
Viable. No, they're not. Especially when you're talking about these experiences that people have that can actually be recreated in a lab setting.
Right.
They can hook up the little electrodes to your brain and stimulate certain parts of your brain, and all of a sudden, like, oh my God, God is in the room with me, kind of thing happens, right?
Right.
I seen a guy use this crazy ass tool, kind of look like a figure eight on the end of like a stick, and it was a magnetic whatever the fuck. And he's got this guy hooked up on a machine. He takes this thing and he goes around his brain and he tells him to start saying the alphabet. So the guy's like A, B, C, D. He shut off his speech center with this thing, so he couldn't talk. It was hilarious. That's fucking freaky because that tells you how easy it is to manipulate your brain.
Right.
With a magnet, for fuck's sakes. And I've got earth magnets here, so look out, people. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just so crazy because, like, I was telling you about the ecstasy, MDMA. I took that and I was like, oh my gosh, this chemical compound changed me physically to do this. Whereas another person may take that and be like, oh my gosh, I saw God. It's so weird to me, like, how like the two schools of thought. Like, I feel like some people, I don't know what it is. It's like some people just understand what's actually going on based on evidence. I mean, maybe God is in there or something, but like there's just no way to test for that. So why would you even say that it's there? I don't know.
Well, we don't really have any methods to test supernatural claims, right? We can, like, if somebody claims to be psychic, we can put that to the test, right? We can do double blind testing, and by the way, everyone that we've ever done with psychics has turned out that they are no better than chance. So we can test some things, right? But I mean, if you ask someone if they've had an experience, you gotta, there are questions to follow that. Well, how did you determine that was an actual experience and not a hallucination? Were there any drugs or alcohol involved? Were there all sorts of external things that could have affected that? You don't know. So then that's one way, at least, you can attempt to make people think a little bit more critically about the things that they have experienced.
Yeah.
But some don't want to. This is what happened, and that's it for me.
Right. Yeah. I guess it comes down to like kind of a societal pressure of like being confident about knowing. Where I came from an abused household where I was always wrong, so I was kind of I was okay with being wrong to some extent. Like that was just fine. So I've always been okay saying I don't know. So maybe that's kind of a blessing in there. To some degree, I don't know. I'd rather manipulate it by
I'm with you,
some
Rhiannon.
rules.
Oh yeah, I'm a smoker. Got my little. This is a little funny thing. I bought this for keeping. I bought it. Oh wow, keeps your drinks cold for like 4 hours. Like who the fuck takes 4 hours to drink a
For real,
can-sized
what the
drink?
fuck?
But still, when I drink my beer, it's fridge cold from start to finish, which I enjoy.
Okay.
And it comes with this little thing, this little Yeti pop top, which basically means, boo, look at that. The pop top comes off, and all my different kinds of weed are in here. So I got
Oh
some,
my gosh.
some what is this, Pink Demon here, and I got some Rockstar here. And this one is the old Purple Kush that I had, and this one is the Rockstar that I just picked up. And my buddy's getting some more. He's getting a new one called, you're familiar with one called Wheelchair? This one apparently is, whoopsie daisy. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting there's magnets in the computer. Don't put your cassette tapes on them. Cassette tapes. Ah, fuck, trout mubbles. Anyway, yeah, so I'm a big pot smoker.
I gotcha. I've only done it once. It was a bad experience.
It's called the Yeti, Rhiannon, and they're awesome.
I mean, I kind of get it maybe in a hot climate, but you're Canada. It's like, just leave your window open. Just put it outside. You know what, Neil? You do you. I'm not going to, it's fine.
Oh, I'm always going to do me. Wait, that kind of sounds like masturbation, doesn't it?
Ooh. Yeah, the only time I've done weed, I had a really bad trip.
Oh, really?
It was with a bong. A couple guys are like, bro, you want to come over, get high? I was like, okay, sure. This was in Colorado before it was even legal there. And I kept taking hits and like, dude, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. No, keep going, keep going. And then I took like, I don't know, 7 rips off of it. And then by the 8th one, I was like,
fucked.
When it finally hit, and I was like, it was a bad trip, bro. First time, and I got really high.
Yeah. Were you with people that you trust generally, or?
Yeah, they were coworkers. Also, I was still fundamentalist, and I had to drive home that night, and I had work in the morning. And what if my mom saw me, and all these thoughts popped in my head, and it just turned it into like super anxiety.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble, Chico. Or he's going to make you a smoker. I think I would suggest maybe for your first time, which won't be your first time next time, but I wouldn't have done 7. I would have 1 or 2 and just see how it affected you. Because a lot of the time, people that do it the first time, they overdo it and they end up with that whole paranoid thing.
Yeah.
And that's bad. It happened to me too, even when I first started. And I quit for years, and then I started up again. I was like, oh yeah, this is better. Of course, the stuff when I was a kid that Aaron Rosas said in the chat there is the stuff back then was a little weaker than what they have now. But it was still got you high. But I had way too much of it.
I gotcha.
And Rhiannon says 7 is ridiculous.
I think they had assumed that I had smoked before, even though I told them I didn't, and so they weren't really keeping track.
They were
They
stoned.
weren't being good trip sitters at all.
Trip sitters? That's a new one. I haven't heard that before.
Oh yeah. Like, especially if you're taking like hardcore shit, you have a trip sitter that can watch you, so you don't go play with knives and think they're, foam.
All my hardcore shits after a night of eating Indian food.
Ooh, that seems pretty hardcore. Pretty spicy.
It's just as hot coming out, people. Or actually, Aaron Ra and myself are, I don't even know if he's agreed to it yet, but we're supposed to go on Your Friendly Neighborhood Atheist show doing the hot wing challenge.
Oh, okay.
Where we eat hot wings and we answer trivia questions and stuff like that. And Aaron's a fucking pro at that shit. Like I was with him one time, and we went into this restaurant called Monkeys something or other. I got a great picture of us standing under the Monkeys Only sign with the 2 of us. and we're in there, and he says all this thing, they got this, like, you can order stuff up to 10. He goes, well, make mine an 11, kind of a Spinal Tap reference, if any of you guys know what that is.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, mine goes to 11. But anyway, so he said, notch it up to 11. So they did. And he's just sweating like a motherfucker eating this shit. And then, of course, he made the mistake of rubbing his eye, and you get that shit in your eyes and it's over.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was really good food there. Mine, I think, was about an 8 I ordered. So it was still pretty fucking spicy.
You see all the Christians outside the window looking in. Oh, gosh, look at those atheist tears. If I could just collect some.
Yes, Doorknob Head, the monkey, the sign did say monkeys only. Well, I have the picture here. I can probably find it in a second here. But it's quite funny. It's pretty fucking funny. Where the hell? Okay, apparently I don't have any fucking pictures.
Have you ever smoked pot and ate an entire bowl of popcorn with an entire bag of cheesies and were too baked to get up for anything to drink, asking for a friend?
Dude, yeah, just one bag. Or are you talking the gigantic movie-sized bags that they have in the theaters?
Asking your friend, not me, but a friend. He wants them.
Let's see. I've been pretty stoned before where I've eaten a lot of it. Man, my appetite used to be so much bigger. But
It happens.
And I can't handle super spicy stuff anymore because it just gives me, I'll eat an entire container of fucking Tums after that because I just get heartburn from hell now.
Oh, yeah.
When I eat that shit. So, yep, body metabolism changed, I guess. So,
you know what? I'm upset about this pandemic because I actually got to meet Aaron Raw at Atheist Day at the Capitol in Austin, Texas. And
there we go. So it says monkeys welcome, not monkeys only. So there you go.
Monkeys welcome.
Yeah. So there you go.
Very nice.
And there's him sweating like a motherfucker after eating this thing. Yeah. There you go. He's all like, he's just dying over there. I'm like, look at this fucking psycho guy here.
Look at this dude.
Yeah. That was a great trip down there. Spent almost a couple of weeks down there. It was really fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I miss hanging out with atheists, like in person.
Me too. Well, vaccines are flying out all over the place. More so down in the U.S., I think, faster down there than they are up here. But no, not the eyes. It happens. I've done it too, eating hot wings. We have a place here called Wings. It's actually a restaurant called Wings. And I ordered what they call the Bobby Wings. And you have to sign a waiver before you eat them. I laughed at them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I plowed through the first dozen. I'm like, yeah, give me another dozen. They're like, what? They're like, what? This is back where I could still handle this shit. So, and I've done it recently, and I could still do a dozen, but there's no way I could do the other dozen, or I'll fucking die on the spot. It's pretty much that. Oh, Rihanna says she's coming to visit you as soon as she can.
Yeah, she's been saying that for a while. It's one of my groupies. I got a stalker. It happens.
Rihanna's your stalker.
Yeah.
I need stalkers. Wait, did I say that out loud? Yeah, I guess I did.
Nah, she's cool. She's one of my bestest buds.
Yeah, she seems pretty cool. Yeah,
she's
you've
all right for a girl.
No, let's not be misogynistic.
Oh, sorry, my Christian hat came back on. It, those claws, like I was saying before, they just
those subspecies. It's supposed to be seen, not heard, right? No, or is that kids?
My bigotry is coming back.
Yeah. This is all kidding, folks. So don't.
Yeah, it's just a joke. Just a joke for legal reasons. It's a joke.
Yeah, I want to be monetized. So I already am, but I don't want this one to be demonetized because of it. So
she's cool. I've said worse things to her face, and she laughs. So she's one of the real ones. Oh my gosh, she hates me. Oh,
she hates you now.
Oh no, what have I done?
You can come hang out on my channel now, Rhiannon, if you like.
Yeah, it's fine. He needs a stalker, apparently.
Yeah, apparently I was jealous of the whole stalkery thing. Silly Chico. Grant is actually going to be on the show soon too.
Oh, very nice.
I had to reschedule a bunch because of my mom's situation with her being in the hospital and the ICU and stuff. So I've had to bump a bunch of people up further. But it's still going to be happening.
I got you. Yep, that's good. Well, thank you for having me on. I'm sorry because I was supposed to come on a month ago.
Yeah.
Then life happened.
Yeah, shit happens, dude, and I understand that. I never get upset if somebody has to bump and move or reschedule or whatever. Okay. So, because as long as you're still interested in coming on the show, that's the part that makes me happy. But we are coming to the close here. I mean, we got just about 14 or so minutes left. So I'm gonna call in my very good friend and the show's producer, Mr. Mikey Famine. Why don't you jump in here with us?
Mikey. Guess who's back, bitches?
It's Mikey.
The boys are back in town. I'm getting the band back together. And some other catchy catchphrase.
And you saw that fucking thing that what the hell? Who? I can't even remember who the hell made it now.
No, it was tons of my. Oh no! You're talking about that was Kevin Chaos.
Oh, Kevin K. Yeah, who made this one? Which I thought was just fucking awesome. Put my bandana on there and everything. It's Rick and Morty, but it's Neil takes it for Atheist and Mikey. It's just fucking hysterical.
Oh, I don't know, Neil. Otherwise, have to go on.
Which is like Rick and Morty.
Oh, jeez, Neil, I don't know.
Oh, he's drinking from the green cup.
Sometime, Neil.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, Neil. You just keep having people on, and they just keep deconverting. We got to record something because I think I should get some gummies, and then we should record something, and we'll laugh every time, and everyone else will laugh at how bad it is, but we'll laugh at how good it is.
Let's get it because we're doing an after party, right? Chico, you still do the after party, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, it's a fucking Saturday night. What do you mean, no?
Exactly.
So here's a couple of gummy bears to prep for the after party.
Oh my gosh, I am on probation, but I'm eating something.
There's some probation gummies. They're just normal. They're just regular gummies.
Tastes like air.
They're just regular gummy bears.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I didn't bump you off. I hire people for that.
Hey, QG, take care of this guy.
Oh.
Harmonica man.
Oh yeah, now he shows up at the end of the show. Good job, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Awesome backgrounds. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I don't really like when people have moving backgrounds that are better than mine because then I got to set up the whole virtual cam and then I got to outdo. I mean,
so competitive.
If we could have just talked about this in the pre-show that I was there for all of 45 seconds of, yeah. So I'm gonna need you to remove your fancy one. Just do your green screen.
Dude, Neil doesn't even have one, so it's like
I do have a green screen.
Always a step above.
I'm still waiting for my setup to rig it up.
No, we can make that, dude. That's why I have my green screen. I've got my void cup that no one can see what it is.
And another one right there too.
Yeah, it's got some remnants in there. I was like, I'll pour something. Oh no,
green squid. Yeah, green screen squad.
Oh shit! Do I have to break mine out now and just kind of hold it up behind me or something? Or... Have you seen those new ones that you can attach to your chair? They're the big ass round ones that sit right behind your head.
Yeah, and then what happens when then your leg itches, and then you turn a little bit to scratch your leg, and then it fucking goes, and then like the whole edge of the room.
I've seen that
happen. That's assuming someone sits perfectly still for the whole show.
Yeah,
I wanted to paint the wall. I wanted to paint the wall behind me, but somebody who's in the other room watching said I couldn't do it because it was stupid.
Wow.
As an ex-painter, one of the hardest colors to paint over top of is green.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Riddle me this, Batman. What if is there some sort of like, because there's like that baby blue like painter's tape. Mm-hmm. Do they have like a green tape that's like easy to take off?
Yep.
That is green.
Painter's tape. Yep. Same color as that background you have. It's painter's
I'll just
tape.
buy like 3 rolls of that and just layer the bitch on there.
You could do that.
Oh,
problem is, even painter's tape, if it's left off for a duration, will start peeling off your drywall covering. So,
Yeah, I put one fucking 3M command hook on these shitty fucking walls in this shitty fucking townhouse I'm in, and it fucking tore like almost a foot streak down. I'm like, oh no, what is this? It's just the walls are. They haven't probably redone this place in like 1,000 years. So this is the oldest townhouse in North America, apparently.
Yes, that's all I ever did. Doorknob Head was paint X's everywhere.
Yes. And I lost my vape. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta find something.
The coins thing there. Okay, there we go.
Oh, sad news. I washed my vape because I put it in my work pants and I threw it in the washer. I have extras, but this one is.
It's not the same,
died.
man.
It died. I threw it around the room trying to like centrifugal force the water out, but just it's gone. I'm gonna bury it tomorrow.
In the arms of the angels.
Shut up, Sarah. She lives in my city, actually. Sarah McLaughlin.
Who do you think would be the worst person to sing that song?
Me?
Donald Trump.
No, Neil. Oh God. I think Cartman would crush it. I wouldn't. At first, you'd hate it, but then you're like, "Oh, listen to him, give it up." Oh yeah.
Cartman.
Come stand away. Come stand away.
He's got to do the whole thing.
Yeah. That's old, man. I couldn't. Yeah, Dave.
Grogu.
Grogu happened just now.
Grogu. We just Grogu'd.
Oh, did we Grogu? Okay.
It was a Grogu. And see, like it's gone, and then it doesn't do it. No one knows.
Yeah, it was
I
like
don't
that.
know. My microphone has a mind of its own. What can I tell you?
Yeah, for those watching, Grogu is the code word for whenever Neil's mic goes blah for like
I think it's becoming sorry, I think it's becoming sentient and it wants to take over. The worst person to sing anything is Jartan. Yeah, my bad, America. When did you add that one?
I don't know.
5 minutes ago.
No, I did it a while ago, but I try to set up jokes, and then the thing that triggered the joke never happens, and I fucking forget what it was. And then I'm looking like through the text. I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't know. Some weirdo put that in there.
Some weird dude. You didn't put the trademark sign on it though.
We haven't trademarked it yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No, not yet. And I did not have time to look up the code because I asked people what was the trademark code, and that launched a whole nother tangent. Now I remember, and I never actually got back to adding it to what I was talking about.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I actually put that as on my taskbar, the little code thing, so I could access it easily.
Man, you're smart, dude.
Sharp like a marble.
What's that thing called again? Just for people who don't know what it's called. I know what it is, but just for them.
What, this thing?
The bar, that chart.
Oh, the character map?
Character map. Yeah, they'll know about that. Let me just type that in.
Yeah, character map.
Excellent. I mean, I already had it, but excellent.
So Dave, we're never inviting you to karaoke.
Jartan sings okay when he's not ridiculously drunk, which is almost never. So
that's kind of true. Kind of true.
I wanted to ask Chico one question for the deconversion-esqueness. Having had substance issues myself, don't you, and for anybody who's struggling with that, find some good friends. You're going to be all right. Trust me, you're going to be all right. But I have never felt better without using those substances than when I was using those substances, because I felt amazing when I was. But now that I'm like super clean and all that shit, I feel 10 times better. Can you attest to the same thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely freeing, especially when you're. I feel like a lot of times, unless you're just hooked on it, but a lot of times you're going to those drugs because you're in a bad place in life.
Yep.
Oftentimes, but when you're not and you're away from the drugs, like you don't really need them. Your life is, I mean, you're happy to wake up every day. Whereas before I was just like, oh, great. Here we go again. When is this going to end? I'm fucking 23. Why should I shouldn't be having those thoughts. But now, you know, away from the drugs, it's like when your worldview comports with your reality as close as you possibly can, it's just like,
it's the best high ever.
It's fun to get drunk. You know, I would assume it's fun to, you know, smoke weed or whatever, but yeah, this hardcore shit, yeah, it's not a necessity.
I remember being hooked on phonics.
Oh no, that's the worst. It's hard to drop phonics.
That's
how should you get rid of
worse
phonics?
than cocaine, right? Maybe
That's
even
the
heroin.
hardest drug.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't help that.
The hardest drug to get hooked on.
You have to go rehab for that?
Yeah, phonics rehab. Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Me am been clean 6 days.
Me am been clean 6 days.
English good berry. They just send out completely illiterate people. I'm cured.
Oh, I can't fucking breathe now. See what I started.
Don't be hooked on phonics, y'all.
Better than homeschooling.
Common Core. I'm on phonics, motherfucker. What you on?
I'll say you could probably do homeschooling and do it right, but
Yeah,
there's not a lot of oversight here in the U.S. There's not a lot of state, you know, intervention looking over your parents' shoulders, making sure everything's done correctly. They're just kind of sure, whatever.
Looks like Kuna was hooked on phonics at once too.
Don't you?
That's just gonna get funnier as the night goes on. I think it's just making horrible syntax errors.
Yeah.
I am ready.
It reminds me of like half the comments I get from Christians on my. I mean, I make typos all the time, but
Yeah, me too.
Don't say you. Wait, what? Are you okay? Do you need help? What's your zip code? I'm gonna send EMTs.
Once just.
Nah, man, I'm trying to quit. What did you just say? I don't know what he's talking about, but I don't want none of what he's selling.
Everyone just starts talking like Yoda all of a sudden. Quit trying, I am. Well, we are coming to the end of the show. So first off, Chico, man, thanks for doing this, dude. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. Thank you.
It was great having you on. I liked you instantly when I first saw you kind of
Oh my gosh, you did.
The whole sphere and stuff like that. So,
dude, bro, same. What about you?
Yeah, well, thanks, man.
My
Except, and if you guys haven't seen my first TikTok video, I highly recommend you do and read all the comments because they're fucking. And then find all the videos that went out making fun of that video because they're fucking hysterical too. Yeah, you can't laugh at yourself. You can't laugh at anyone else. That's what I always say.
Fair enough.
Unless you're me.
But Mikey, we laugh at you all the time, so it's okay.
That is accurate.
We still love you though. You know what they say. You always pick on the ones you love, right? So
exactly. If I can't call my friends horrific names, that's not really my friend.
Yeah.
If I'm super overly nice to you, I probably hate you. So
yeah. If I don't treat you like absolute garbage, I'm doing that so that you leave.
All right, now shut it, douche canoe. I got to finish the show. Here.
Oh my gosh, he loves us.
I knew I was his favorite.
I just love the opportunity to use the word douche canoe every time I can. But anyway, guys in the audience, thank you guys for hanging out with us. I hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as we apparently did. Having fun here. I don't know why I said apparently, because we did have a good time. Once again, thanks to my wonderful producer here, Mr. Mikey Fabin, who has a show too, guys. You can go check out. It's called The Bin Podcast. There are links to it below in the description box. And another link that we have below, of course, is to the show that Randolf Richardson and myself will be doing soon as we have finished building the studio. It's going to be called True North Talk. It'll be a call-in show, very much like all these ones that are popping up out of the woodwork nowadays. But ours will be Canadian, so there'll be a lot of A's and beer drinking, and well, Randolph doesn't even drink, so I think we have to take away his Canadian card. I'm not sure if he's allowed to, because he doesn't like hockey either. Like, what the fuck, Randolph? He's going to be a don't know what the hell. But anywho, that's coming up soon. You can head over to the True North Chalk channel, which is up and running. And there's some funny little construction videos which have like Benny Hill music playing in the background and shit like that. It's pretty hilarious. So check that out. If you don't know who Benny Hill is, Google that shit. Because
if you don't know who Benny Hill is, you're under 100 years old.
Yes, wait, I'm already under 100, but he was on when I was a kid. Anyway, I'm old though still. Anyways, yeah, Randolph brings the Canadian. He's very polite. He's the best representative of Canadian.
That is true.
He's very nice. But anywho, also, if you're not familiar with the ACA shows, there's one there called the Non-Profits. And myself and Mikey here has been on the show before. We've had guests like Outcast X from the Utah Outcast, and many other folks. My very good friend Jenna Mew is also part of that show. We are the hosts of the new and relaunched Non-Profits, which airs at Sundays at 3 p.m. Central. So head over to that channel. And
I'm on this Sunday.
Are you? I've been on a hiatus, and I won't be on. We record on Wednesdays, and then they air on Sundays. And I haven't been on the last few because of my whole mom situation, and I won't be on the one coming up either because I'll be seeing my mom again on Wednesday before I go donate blood with Randolph and Dave, who's also in the chat with us. What else have I got? Oh yeah, my patrons. You guys are awesome. I love all you guys. You guys help me keep this stuff going. So thanks to all my amazing patrons. You guys kick ass.
Thanks for your support.
Man, it's been a while since I've done this. What else have we got?
Drinking out loud.
Right. There was not one the last Saturday for this month because, again, with my mom stuff going on, I'm not sure if Andy and Seamus did one, so I didn't even look. But we do one usually we do one the last Saturday of every month, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Andy, who runs a show called Laughing in Disbelief, he's a comedian, and Seamus, who's one of the two guys who run the show, the Free Thought Prophets. We all get together and we usually have a guest, and Atheist Chico, I think, will be knocking on your door to come on that show with us.
Come and knock on our door.
We'll be waiting for you. But yeah, it's called Drinking Out Loud, and it's a lot of fun. And we go for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depends on how drunk we get. So look for that one too. Go over to Laughing in Disbelief and sub to that channel, and you'll find all those there as well. And I think that's pretty much it. So once again, Chico, man, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
It's a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
Mikey Famine is doing the floof thing now. Look at the floof. Everyone adore the floof. Praise floof.
This is a dire wolf. He's young. He'll get bigger. Growth spurt coming anytime now.
He's going to be like the size of like a dire. Never mind. I fucking lost it.
He's like a dire lice. Like
dire louse.
Yeah, he's 3 years old. This is it. Not getting no bigger.
He's a dire pupper. That's what he is.
He's a forever puppy.
Yeah. Oh, there's a terrible joke my friend said once. He goes, "Oh, you like other kittens? You want them to stay that way? Hit it with a hammer." I'm like, dude.
Oh God,
Oh.
no.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you're wrong.
You're not wrong, but yeah, you're wrong. It's
a mallet or something. Never mind. A hammer's probably more humane. Anyway.
All right, so we're going to get out of here. There is a link below to the after party if you want to come and hang out in the chat there and make fun of us while we're having fun on there. If anyone would like to be involved in the after party, please let me know or Mikey know through Facebook or Twitter, or if you have TikTok and you're following me, you can message me through TikTok, or you can hit me up email, which is at 604atheist@gmail.com. And I will, yeah, Rihanna, no, don't worry. No kittens were harmed in the making of this video. Until then, guys, like I always say at the end of the interviews, like the late, great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.